Before he had a chance to do anything else, Amelia's voice boomed out from down the hotel hallway.
Nathan, are you okay? What's going on in there? It smells terrible.
Before Nathan could answer, Ulrich's voice from further down the hall boomed out.
Ugh! Heaven help us! What smells like a rat's diarrhea?
Hundreds of miles away, on a dirt road near the base of a gigantic mountain, Deputy Officer Kane galloped on his horse toward the great mountain peak. He couldn't get there fast enough. Mount Cal was easily 4 times the size of Mount Dun, and was known to be the largest mountain in all of the kingdom of Calandria. Calandria City, the kingdom's capital, sprawled out just a few miles away near a raging river. Deputy Officer Kane rode as fast as he could, with one hand on the reins and one clutching a scarlet letter in a pocket of his simple gray riding hood. He had no wish to wear his Doom faction uniform while on the road, as it only attracted flatterers and enemies. Today, Officer Kane had no time for either. As the dirt road led up into a stand of trees, Officer Kane's horse suddenly stopped. Tree falling. Tree crash. A massive oak tree fell across the road and scared Officer Kane's horse so badly it threw him off. Rather than fall into the muddy ground, Kane merely leaped up into the air and landed safely to the ground, one hand on the letter and the other hand on the hilt of his sword. Suddenly, a dirty fellow dressed in rags stood up atop the fallen tree, a bow in his hands, with an arrow loosely at the ready.
"Whoa there, stranger. You better watch out. Looks like you were almost crushed by that fallen tree there. My kinsman and I could help you clear it off the road, of course. That is, if you're willing to hand over your coin purse."
Officer Kane merely waited as 3 other highwaymen appeared out of the woods around him. 2 sported woodsman axes, and the last had another bow. Officer Kane sighed.
"Nothing was ever as easy as it ought to be." "Well, traveler, what say you? Your money or your life? You have none, then I'll gladly be taking that horse of yours, and whatever's in that pocket you're clutching, of course."
Officer Kane sighed and relaxed his shoulders as he took a defensive stance.
"I'm in a real rush today, lads, so I'll be generous with you. Clear out of my way, and I'll leave you be, but bother me for a moment longer, and I swear that you'll regret it."
The lead bandit cackled, but before he could respond, Officer Kane went on.
"I mean, really, who do you think I could possibly be? A horse like that is not easy to come by, so I'm either some noble with years of spiritual fighting training and a personal army at my beck and call, or I'm something far more dangerous. How do either of those possibilities entice you into robbing me?"
The lead bandit merely scratched his head.
"The harvests have been tough, and the taxes have been high. With all this inflation, it's not like we've got much of a choice now, do we?"
Officer Kane smiled.
Well, I'll give you that. But unfortunately, you have in fact bothered me for a moment too long."
Thwack! The lead bandit drew back his bow, but before he could loose an arrow, Kane's blade had cleanly struck through his skull and the skulls of his comrades. Kane flicked the blood of the highwayman off of his blade and sheathed it quickly. He whistled to his horse and led it around the fallen log. Glancing back once, Kane gazed up at the sky and prayed.
"Apologies. I would like to bury them, but I don't have much time. May the heavens watch over these poor souls, and may none of them be fathers."
With that, Kane remounted his horse and rode on toward the outline of a massive black tower hanging up on the side of the giant mountain. His destination was none other than the Doom faction headquarters for the kingdom of Calandria. A few hours later, Kane stood in the massive black tower at the peak of Mount Cal. Before him, a middle-aged man sat by a window overlooking the distant capital city of Calandria and opened Kane's letter. Not only was the letter sealed with a stamped imprint of the Doom faction's insignia, but it was also scarlet-colored, meaning that this letter had to be opened immediately, as it was of great importance. Beside Deputy Officer Kane stood 3 other deputy officers of the Doom faction for Calandria. Each one is assigned to a different fiefdom. For the matter at hand was so important that all of them had been summoned at once. The middle-aged man calmly hummed as he read through the letter quickly. Head Officer Wilhelm was the most powerful man in the entire kingdom of Calandria, with even more influence than the nation's king. Yet, despite this fact, Wilhelm wore a simple black cloak and sandals, and unlike his deputies, he wore no sword upon his belt. Finally, Wilhelm finished humming and smiled up at Kane with curious eyes. "Deputy Officer Kane, you swear you did not open this on your journey?" Kane nodded solemnly. "I swear it, sir. I would never be so brash as to examine a letter of such importance. I was already planning to visit you when it arrived at my tower, and so I left immediately, never stopping to open it until this very moment, sir." Wilhelm chuckled and hummed once more, as if Kane had revealed a pivotal piece of information. "Go ahead and take it back from me. It came to your tower, after all. Read it and see what it says." Wilhelm offered Kane the letter, but Kane merely took a step back and bowed. "Apologies, sir. I cannot take it. You know scarlet letters are beyond what my eyes may witness." You're going to be a stick in the mud about it. At least go on and guess its contents. I know you have your suspicions." Deputy Kane thought for a moment, and then Nathan Hayfield's figure flashed before his mind. Kane shrugged. "Could it be regarding that child spiritual swordsman prodigy, the Hayfield boy in my fiefdom?" Kane knew that Wilhelm had taken a deep-rooted interest in the boy ever since Kane had first alerted him to his existence after the spiritual warrior examinations. He'd gotten a letter back from a carrier raven almost immediately, telling him to keep Wilhelm informed of all updates regarding Nathan's progress. Besides, nothing else in the kingdom of Calandria had changed much in the past few months. Everyone had been preparing for the aristocracy examinations, and the number of roadside bandit attacks had been on the rise. But those things had long been anticipated by Head Officer Wilhelm. Therefore, Kane knew that Nathan was the only topic that could possibly have surprised or startled Wilhelm. Wilhelm couldn't help but chuckle at Deputy Kane's canny guess. "Looks like you didn't need to read the letter after all. That's right. It's another letter regarding Nathan Hayfield. This time his performance is even more impressive and unexpected." "Really? How? What would you wish to share with us, sir?" My, someone's already taken a liking to the boy, I see. As you know, I met his family. They're a fallen noble family, but honorable and good folk. You'll be interested to hear this, then. According to our Doom faction informants in the city of Godricshall, that just this morning young Nathan fought in a duel with at least one Herald's Land boy of apprentice level 4. Might you guess what the result was? Deputy Officer Kane frowned as he leaned in close to his master. He was not surprised they had learned of this fight, although it was discreetly covered up by Sir Ian and Hagar Haraldson. No matter what the nobles of the land wished to hide, the eyes and ears of the Doom faction were always observing them.
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.